Number 4 Baylor women's basketball lost in a stunner tonight to unranked Kansas, 87 to 66. I want to tell you up front, it was a very physical game, and officiating was questionable on both sides, not just on one side, but both. In addition, this was a Kansas team that was previously 0-3 in the Big 12, and Baylor was 3-0 in the Big 12, and Kansas was 7-7, and Baylor was 14-0. So what exactly happened? Well, Baylor had a 21-18 lead in the first quarter. Second quarter, they were up by 7 or 8, but Kansas tied it at 37 at halftime. I mean, Baylor only scored 16 points in the second quarter, and Kansas scored 19, and it got cold after they were at that 35-point mark, as you could tell. And they were just missing shots that they normally make. And every team has an off game. In the second half, and you know what's crazy is, Kansas ended halftime with an AO run. They started with an AO run to begin the second half. I mean, I'm just saying, it's pretty hard. Yeah, it was an 8-0 run going right after halftime, and even before halftime, it was an 8-0 run. And that was a big difference in the third quarter, 26-10, and then Kansas scored 24 points while Baylor scored 19. Baylor didn't shoot the ball well, to say the least, 36.5% from the field and 65 attempts. That's one of their lowest percentages they had this year, if not the lowest, I believe. And I should know, they only shot 20% from 3 to 9 on 25 attempts. Every team was going to have an off night for whatever reason. At least only 2 unbeaten teams in the country now, in South Carolina and UCLA. Baylor did shoot pretty good on free throws, though. 88.2% from the field. From free throws. 31 rebounds, 11 of those offensive, 12 assists, which is normally higher than that. 7 steals, no blocks, 14 turnovers, 20 fouls is way too much, and 15 points off the bench. And they did have 3 double-digit scores that combined for 38 points in this game. And the rest of the players combined that had 6 or more points combined for 7, that's 13, 20, 28 points. So they couldn't score enough, and their defense didn't show up. I mean, 52.3% from the field for Kansas on 65 attempts. And I know Baylor plays a lot better defense than that. Kansas was just making anything tonight. 35.7% from the three-point line on 14 attempts. So they were not doing it from 3, only 15 points from there. It was in the inside. And you'll know why later. 53.8% on free throws, though, on 26 attempts. Yeah, they need to work on that. Kansas does. 48 rebounds. Yeah, Baylor got killed on the glass. 18 of those offensive. 11 assists, 10 steals, 4 blocks, 16 turnovers, 16 fouls, and 4 points off the bench. But they did have 4 double-digit scores in this game combined for. Okay, that's 30, 52, 79 points. Yeah. Including Tatiana Jackson with 27 and 19 points and 19 rebounds. They did not have an answer for her. And we all know Baylor does lack height. And yes, they got Madison Barley at 6'3", and they got Lady Vascalones at 6'7", but neither did play that much. And they used Bartley more in the second half. It's just for whatever reason Baylor had an off night, and this is what I call an epitome of brutality. It's one thing to lose to a team like that, but another team like that would have been an epitome of brutality anyway, to lose to them. But this is even worse. I mean, that's the truth. And let's see what happens for Baylor for here. And look, I knew this was a kind of a trap game because Kansas was better than they had a really good starting 5. I mean, and they should be better than their record, but they were not. Now, Baylor has at Iowa State next, which they beat a ranked West Virginia team tonight, which I'll go over. And if not, the video for that should have been uploaded prior to y'all watching this one. You got UCF at home. You got a ranked Kansas State team at home. You got Oklahoma State on the road. And to name one more game, you got Texas that you beat Baylor on the road. At home. And I'm going to go over Kansas' schedule, and from here, they got Oklahoma State at home. You got Texas on the road, which is good luck. On the road at Kansas State, your rival, good luck. That's ranked, and that's ranked. But then again, you beat Baylor tonight, the best of the bunch. But Baylor missed a lot of shots, and there was a lot of physicality. Just say that up front. Then you got Iowa State, which, like I mentioned, they beat a ranked West Virginia team. So, and then Oklahoma on the road. Maybe Kansas picks it up from here to even think about NCAAs, which I don't know if they're going to even make it. They have to win a lot more games to get there, and even if they do, will it be enough? I don't know. And I knew as a Baylor fan that they're not going to go undefeated. That is very unlikely. But this was the worst way to... If I was going to lose to somebody, I'd rather lose to somebody better than Kansas. And I am sure Nikki Collin is ticked off. And the team is ticked off from this performance tonight. And they're going to address it for the next game. I have no doubt in my mind. And luckily, Baylor has a rematch with Kansas at home. So, we're going to wait and see what happens to both these teams here. And if Baylor loses another game this week, they're not going to be in the top 10 for me. I'm sorry. I'm calling it a spade a spade. But maybe they're still in the top 10 after this loss, though. That's a good question. But it depends what everyone else does. And so, anyways, if you like this content, hit like and subscribe button. See you guys later. On the road to 600 subscribers, of course, ultimate goal. It's 1,000 more, so make money out the scores. Liking the video, commenting the video really helps YouTube algorithm so more people can see it. Sharing the video does help as well, so more people can watch. And if you're watching and not subscribed, hit subscribe button. It's free, the notification bell as well. And every team in the country has an off night for whatever reason. And this happened to be one of those. And this feels like that Kansas State lost from a year ago for me, personally, for this team. It was on the road and it got destroyed. And kind of the same thing against Oklahoma State as well from last year. And I'm sure they're going to address this right now as we speak. Not just tomorrow, but as of right now. And get ready for going forward. And they knew the pressure was on their... They're going to be the hunted. And more bigger target on their back. Now that target's off, and now they can play a little bit more freer. Not have that pressure of being unbeaten. And it was just a dream start for the team. To beat a ranked Utah team. To beat Texas on the road. You beat Miami, Florida. You beat TCU. But then this occurred. Yikes. And I'm sure they're going to shoot a lot better next game. I would think so. And they need to take care of the ball better and play better defense. And they lost in every aspect of the game. And that second half was the biggest difference. And they had a lead prior to halftime before they tied it up at 37. And they just didn't put them away. That's the thing. So that's that.